And we are back, getting ready for our grand finals. It is once again going to be that ZvZ rematch coming in here. Demi versus GogojOey. Update Pez / Caesar are play. Oh, 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 oh no.
I'm also here as well. God damn it, Yaku. As we are back, as we are back here with the grand finals of GPO number 68, mate. Next week, 69.
That's funny because it's like the number 6 to each other. Kicking off our grand finals here on Romanticide LE. We are starting things off in the bottom right-hand corner map, starting all the way in the bottom right-hand corner. We have the red Zerg player coming down from the land of India. He is going to be representing Alpha X, the Shock himself. He is Demi.
He's going for a 13-12, by the way. And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Romanticide LE. This player here, he comes all the way from the upper bracket. He is leading this series already 1-0. The Blue Zerg hailing from the land of Hong Kong. It is GogojOey.
Demi is mad.
Yeah, this is the most aggressive that we've seen Demi be here. Even in the previous series against GogojOey, he did go for a 12 full, but a 13-12, mein Gott.
Yeah. The 12 full will allow you to get lings out a lot quicker, but they're weaklings and it's gonna take you a while to transition. The 13-12, you're gonna be mining gas. You're getting ling speed as quickly as you can. If you so wanted to, you could throw down a baneling nest on top of that. Demi wants blood to be shed.
Exactly, and
right
he should be throwing down a baiting nest, by the way. There it is, because he did not stop mining gas. He continued with that. There it is, the baiting nest does get thrown down, and the lings, they are trying to avoid the overlords. There is an overlord here, though, for GogojOey. Will he spot this?
I think he barely does.
Just
right
barely. Just barely, but did he see? That's the question. Does he actually know? He's making some lings, he's making some queens, which is normal. Oh my god, but the lings of Demi are about to show up. There's a spine.
Okay, thankfully he did see it. One of those things where you know the Overlord saw it, but you're not quite sure if the player did.
Yeah, it happens more often than not, unfortunately.
Everyone personally attacked.
God. Meanwhile, Demi is being a little bit aggressive here. Again, GogojOey, he should be aware. I can lose this natural base. I do not pull drones here. I don't have to commit. I have to hold in my main because Demi is working off of one base.
Absolutely. That's kind of the slight downside of going for the 13-12. You just do not have the resources to put into your economy, especially when you're flooding this many lings. The banelings are now out. GogojOey has to be careful. It's not like he has a lot of Zerglings to lose in the first place, but at the same time, don't want to be losing Zerglings unnecessarily.
Yeah, exactly. The queens are moving on forward. They're going to try and save this natural base, but they get surrounded. No, the lings actually go straight into the main, and they avoid the spine.
Ah, man, doesn't even bother surrounding the spine over there. Thankfully, the banelings for GogojOey have finished up, and they're trying to get on top of these lings. GogojOey, no. Okay, he was able to deal with the banelings before they hatched and got on top of the drones at the very least, but a bit of an inefficient trade, to say the least.
Very inefficient. That was 4 banelings for 2 banelings of Demi. Meanwhile, it looks like the natural base will go down here. GogojOey down to 1 base, and behind this GogojOey, he is taking a natural of his own.
Yeah, GogojOey did a pretty decent job of keeping it alive for as long as possible, but somehow Demi was still able to get ahead in the economy.
Yeah, a big part of that was because GogojOey did have to waste 4 banelings there. If he had some of those banelings here at his natural, he would have been able to hold on perfectly fine. He would not have lost his base. So, oh god, I mean, a desperate situation calls for desperate, like, reaction, right? And I mean, Demi, so GogojOey had to do that.
Though.
Yeah.
Not quite warfare in the end, but at least GogojOey is still alive and can continue the rest of the game, actually going for a very, very, very quick lair.
Mates, I just realized GogojOey skipped link speed. He didn't even bother with that, went straight for that lair, as you said, and there's a lot of possibilities with this, but we'll see. GogojOey, he also has 2 gases, could be going for that. Say it, Yaku, say it, say it.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing I topped up my water before during the break. It's another gas being thrown down. Du bist Mutterlisk build!
2 base
Coming up from GogojOey.
Not just from GogojOey, Demi also going for that fast lair here, but not as fast as GogojOey's, as his lair is just finishing up. There is that Spire, there is the 2 base Muta, and we're gonna end up in some Muta wars, mate.
Oh my, who do I trust to control better in the Muta wars? I want to say Demi just because he is the king of the Mutalists here in Southeast Asia and Southeast Asia, but at the same time, GogojOey has been known to be very aggressive with his Mutalists. He knows how to sort of latch on to the slimmest of opportunities and snowball from there.
Definitely. I think what's important as well is that GogojOey's Spire is faster than that of his opponents, right? It's it's more than halfway done. Demi only just now starts his own. Very crucial information. GogojOey scouts, he sees the Spire. He knows what Demi's going for. Demi still hasn't confirmed what GogojOey's going for. He hasn't seen the fast lair. So with this information, GogojOey can make a little bit more of an educated response here. What upgrade will he choose to go for? Will he do something crazy and go into Corruptors instead to try and blind counter his opponents? The ball is in GogojOey's court.
Oh my lord, imagine blind countering the Mutalists of Corruptors and then going straight for Caustic Spring, some of these hatcheries.
That would be a lot of fun. Meanwhile, we have a bit of a ling run by. There's a bathing here to defend though, so these lings shouldn't deal too much damage. Oh.
That Bailing was so confused with where it needed to be.
Yeah, it did want to hide itself to make Demi commit to trying to dive on top of those queens, but instead Demi didn't bite. Meanwhile, there we go, +1 carapace on the way. Sorry, flyer carapace on the way for GogojOey. Interesting decision as they actually both go for the same upgrade.
Interesting.
Yeah, it makes sense for Demi because he knows he's behind in the Muta count because the Mutas just revealed themselves here against the Overlord. But it was interesting that GogojOey didn't go for attack, which was quite odd because he knew he was ahead. Regardless, he does have the map control now with these Mutas. We'll see how much damage he can deal. He is trying to dive on top of the Bailing.
Doesn't quite get it yet. Imagine transfusing me.
I'm pretty sure I've seen Miyamaka do that before.
He has done that. I also seen him transfuse Zerglings, so.
Shaking my head, mate, shaking my head. But we are in these Muta wars. Again, the players immediately saturate the gases at their third base. Gas is so important right now. GogojOey is ahead in the worker count. He's also ahead in the upgrades. He's ahead in the workers. I mean, so GogojOey is looking pretty good, but it will come down to how they engage, right?
Absolutely. GogojOey is technically ahead, but that doesn't matter too much if Demi's able to find a weak spot in GogojOey's armor, so to speak.
Definitely.
And lose that advantage in a snap of a finger.
Yeah. Again, that advantage isn't that big either, right? So because of that, there's still some room here for Demi, as it looks like GogojOey is looking to take his fourth base. Meanwhile, Demi still staying on 3 bases here, still struggling to saturate his bases, and the Mutas are coming in.
Yeah, looking to find even more damage. Good snipe on that Bailing. These Lings for GogojOey are going to be moving on unhindered. Demi bunching up his Mutalist a little bit too much, but thankfully the Queen is helping a ton of the anti-air. Finally it gets dealt with, but not before the other Queens come in. That said, the Lings are doing a lot of damage to the mineral line.
Exactly. Demi had a beautiful fight when it came to the Mutas. Because of that Queen changed so much of that engagement, and Demi came out on top. But those Lings of GogojOey, they went unhindered. There was nothing to stop them, and they eviscerated the mineral line. 10 drones went down.
And now, I mean, we were talking about GogojOey potentially losing his advantage, but yeah, no, he just doubled it, essentially.
Pretty much, as Demi does have the muted lead right now, and he's going to maintain said lead, or he should maintain the lead. But GogojOey, there will be a moment here when +1 fire attack finishes where he will be ahead in the upgrades, but oh my god, the mutants have got to face off again.
Yeah, almost could have been disastrous here for GogojOey, but he's looking to regroup and catch Demi right as he bunches all of them up, right as the queens come in to provide some more anti-air. And a couple of transfuses. The tables have definitely turned over here. But while all this was going on, more Lings were in Demi's base, wreaking havoc. GogojOey takes it to match point.
GG. It looked like Demi was taking another good fight, but again, his economy was hit earlier, and as you said, there was another run by, and Demi, like, he was just losing so many drones there. GogojOey takes an even further lead here, 2-0.
No, just needs one more light. Just needs one more.
Just needs one more, and he will be able to be this week's GPO champion. Bearing in mind that I believe he was last week's GPO champion as well, taking down Starduck in the finals.
And the week before that, taking out Mio Micah. Of course, they were off racing that week, but still. A triple win is a triple.
Yeah. Yeah. Not wrong.
I was trying to make it rhyme.
Oh. As we are now diving into game number 3, potentially the final game of this series.
Who is gonna take it? Is Demi gonna give us more? I hope Demi does take this map to get a little bit more. I feel it would be. I don't want to feel like I jinxed things early on when I was like, yes, this series will probably. I expect this series to go to the ace match. I'm just hoping Demi's able to prove me right here as we continue our series now on Jagannatha KBBLE. We're in the bottom left-hand corner of the map, sweating all the way in the bottom left-hand corner. We have the red Zerk player coming down from the jewel that is India. He is going to be representing Alpha X. Went for the 13-12, but had to learn his lesson this time. Maybe doing something a bit more standard. Still very hungry for a bite of the victory, though. He is the shark himself. He is Demi.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Jagannatha LE, we have the Blue Zerg, currently up 2-0 in this best of 5 finals. He needs one more to be this week's champion. Hailing from the land of Hong Kong, it is GogojOey.
I just caught up on chat here, Light. So fun fact, Kuro, sometimes I wonder what Yahoo's neighbors are thinking. I think somebody like mentioned to my mom at one point, like, yo, what is going on in the house? Because the other day she said, you know, when you go on air, you might want to close your window and turn on your aircon.
Did your neighbors, did they complain? Were they like
I don't know. I think they might have, but that was a conversation I had to have.
When was this?
About 2 weeks ago, I want to say.
Oh my god.
I think it was just before. It was just before one of the. I think it was just before the DreamHack China B stream.
That's amazing, by the way.
And that is why my window is wide open today.
Yeah, let it out, mate. Let it out. Really, you're gonna convert them with your voice.
Exactly.
Mm.
You're gonna convert them with.
I love the idea of them being like, the hell is going on next door?
I love the idea of them being like, yes, the crazy guy's going up.
Yeah, it's
having a breakdown again.
Right,
the kid is having a breakdown again.
They're like, right on time. There's that.
Yep.
God.
Yes. The academic stress is getting to him.
Speaking of Speaking of mental breakdown, I was purposely avoiding it with the camera, but Demi going for a hidden Evo chamber.
Indeed, he did. Still very aggressive coming out from Demi here,
Mm-hmm.
but not out of his mind aggressive with 13-12. This is still very transitionable.
No, GogojOey, he gets in. This should not be happening. The Ling does get into the main base. He sees the Evo Chamber. He knows 100% what's coming his way. Immediately, he throws down a Bailey Nest. Or he should be throwing down a Bailey Nest. Bobby, please.
Yeah, funnily enough, Demi's the one throwing down that Bailey Nest, whereas GogojOey is actually going for range? +1 range?
Okay,
this is a massive risk.
Exactly, like we've seen GogojOey himself use +1 melee Lings to take down roaches. Like again, roaches in low numbers are at such a big risk against mass Ling here. I really worry for GogojOey in his response. Going for a Bailey Nest would be so much safer.
Oh lord, GogojOey is either very confident or very insane right now.
He's either confident or he misread the situation. He's gonna go back in to confirm the scouts. He confirms that
a lot of Lings.
He sees a lot of Lings. He sees that there's no lair. He's throwing down a spine. He knows how aggressive Demi's gonna be, but holding with just pure roaches, we'll see if he knows what he's doing.
I hope he does. But I have a feeling he might not. I mean, Demi's already checking for that third base, and there's no way for GogojOey to hold that without giving up his defensive position. Luckily, he was able to sneak out a couple of roaches. He's going for it! He's going for it, like!
No, he's pushing out. He's gonna get surrounded by Lings. GogojOey, what the hell were you thinking? And now every single queen is gonna go down. All the roaches are gonna go down. Here come the Bailey's. They're trying to get into the mineral line.
It looked for a second like he was trying to hold with the Brootlings, but yeah, suffice to say, that was a terrible idea.
Yeah.
GogojOey gave up a very safe defensive position to try to save a third base that he didn't save, and ended up losing a whole lot more than he should have.
Exactly. And now GogojOey gives up his map presence. Demi, he expands, he takes a third base, he can focus on droning up, perfectly fine at home. And GogojOey, he is going for a risk. Lair is on the way. Doesn't have too much gas though. I don't know if going for mutas will really save him here.
Well, it's a Hail Mary. I mean, it's all or nothing really for GogojOey. If he does go into that Spire play, Demi himself is trying to tech into Spire. I mean, GogojOey might just be getting more gases to really double up on roaches. And I mean, if he is able to get a decent amount of them out and go for a big timing push, then it will do a lot even with the Beetles coming out. I mean, he's working on getting his Goliath Constitutions +2. There is a window of opportunity here for GogojOey, but it is thinning out by the second.
And Demi knows that. That's why 4 spines get thrown down. He knows that he just has to survive, and when the meters come out, GG, it's over, mate. Like, he just has to survive until that happens. There is going to be a timing here for GogojOey, but can he hit it? I don't. The spine's almost already done, mate. The Spire even.
Yeah, the spines are almost finishing up. The Spire is almost done. There are also a couple of other spines that were finished up, but more of them are finishing up. I like this a lot, though.
I like it if it wasn't scouted, because Demi, he pokes in, he sees the Nidus. It's going to be so difficult to find a position for that Nidus to go down. There are a couple of places here and there, and GogojOey, like, he's all in at this point. He needs to go across the map, he needs to send some drones, he needs to throw down spores. We'll see if he can pull this off.
Now, I don't want to sound like I'm being pessimistic here, Light, but I am definitely looking forward to game number 3.
This is game 3, mate. I guess technically game 2.
Game number 4.
The Nidus.
Nidus does get the Knight. Immediately trying to go for a bit of a multi-pronged Nidus opening, but immediately gets scouted. He tried to throw down that Nidus underneath an Overlord. What does that tell you?
The Nidus doesn't go up, mate. This all gets easily cleaned up. There's another Nidus here in the main base, but Demi has vision everywhere. And with +1 Lings, he easily denies these before they finish.
That is the real value of +1 melee. Not that, and also taking out roaches, slipping in and getting damage, taking out queens fast. I mean, +1 melee, it's just a very versatile upgrade. And +2 melee, that's even better.
That's even better, mate. As now, Demi, GogojOey, he has very little vision outside on the map. He just can't throw down another Nidus. Now he's on the back foot. He has to try and hold on to his third base. What does he have? He has a decent amount of queens, sure, but that muta count is just going to get higher and higher. And the higher the muta count, the less queens really matter here to defend.
Alright, I have some questions. Or I have one question. I don't even have a question. I have 2 words that I'm gonna phrase as a question. Infestation pit?
Fungals.
Or GogojOey?
Fungals, that's it.
I
mate.
guess.
That's his Hail Mary play.
But
He's gonna like.
I'm not entirely convinced he's gonna have enough energy for it though.
No, yeah, he's not. Like, there's one way that he wins, and it's if you chain Fungals the Mutas. That is a win condition, but it's gonna take so long to get the Infestors out. It's gonna take so long to get Pathogen Glands if he decides to go for that, for the energy for those Infestors. I mean, again, it is a way to get back into this, but everything has to go right for GogojOey.
Yeah, it's a very, as you said, everything has to go right. It's a very specific sequence of events that have to happen at just the right time right now for GogojOey. If we can get it done, that would be incredible. That would be a once in a lifetime game that you're playing, combat game that you're playing, but we'll see.
Exactly. As Pathogen Glands is on the way, he is looking to get as many Infestors as possible. Not just that, he has to babysit them. He has to pray that Demi doesn't spread out his mutas. Like, again, Demi doesn't know what's coming his way, right? So, oh, never mind. He sees everything, mate. His scouting is just so good. Oh my god.
And he says, I should get an infestation pit as well, but instead of getting infestors, I'm just going to go into my hive tech.
Yeah.
And not be reliant on these mutas anymore. Oh, no,
exactly. He's going to want to go into ultras with the melee upgrades, because why the hell not? The mutas show up for trying to take out another gas. It looks like the gas guys will go down.
Yes, like so, just barely enough, not enough anti-air whatsoever. And, you know, I wanted Demi to take this to the ace match, but I'm not sure if I wanted him to do it by this way.
Oh god, I mean, the Infestors are out, you know, they had Pathogen Glands, so they do start with a little bit of energy. They have enough for 1 fungal each, which could be enough to really make something happen here. But because Demi saw the Infestation Pit, like, he should be spreading out his mutas. Ugh.
Yeah, for a second I thought those Spore Crawler shots were fungals being thrown down. They're both green.
And you know what Fungals is awful against?
Carriers.
That's not true. They're okay against carriers.
They're
Oh god.
They're against interceptors, but
yeah,
I mean,
but ultras are on the way, papi, and that's gonna be the nail in the coffin, mate.
Unless GogojOey quickly researches neural parasite.
I've never seen ultras neurals before. I have never seen that. Let's go.
Alright, as Demi just completely shuts down this 4th base. Very good fungals coming out. And the Queen's definitely in position to capitalize on top of that. Just the fungals that GogojOey needed. But just at the wrong time for him to get them.
Yeah, because at the same time as that was happening, there was a bit of a Ling run by, and 21 drones went down. Even though GogojOey got every single muta, did it really matter in the end? He's still down in supply. Another massive Ling run by into the main base, and the natural base. There's nothing here.
I feel like there were a lot of final nails in the coffin in this game so far, Light. But GogojOey, he is fighting back.
He's trying, mate. He's trying, but things are not going his way. More drones are going down. We even have a couple of Banelings being morphed in the main base of GogojOey, looking to try and waddle into that mineral line when GogojOey's not paying attention. The Lurker Den was also killed. It has to be remade. Lurkers are an answer to Ultras if you have enough of them. Problem is, there's already 3 Ultras on the way. The Banelings!
You roll in and take out the rest of GogojOey's drones. Look at that income difference, Light. As he was saying, you know, if you have enough lurkers, but GogojOey doesn't even have enough resources for 1 lurker right now.
Exactly, and with these ultras, not just ultras, we have Vipers as well to either yoink or also blinding cloud the lurkers as well. There's just so many possibilities here for Demi. GogojOey, he had some miracle fungals earlier against the mutas, but that wasn't enough, unfortunately, as great as it was.
Unfortunately. And right place, wrong time, unfortunately, for GogojOey. If you got that maybe a couple of minutes earlier, then yeah, this game could have turned on its head, but Demi was already high enough in tech, transitioning well into his transition that losing those meters really didn't matter.
Oof, God.
Are going down.
Mate, the Bailey run-bys are killing the hatchery as well. There. And here come the Ultras.
That they do good blinded clouds on just about everything. As you said, Ultras really do not care whatsoever about fungals.
They
so
don't.
their passive ability, they don't get altered by the effects of mobility.
Exactly.
Debuffs.
And so GogojOey traded as best he could. He may be able to clean this up, but look at the soup, mate. The soup does not lie. And GogojOey just lost so much here. GG gets called.
Demi fights back. Bites back.
Ah.
Uh-huh.
And we will
go into game number 3.
Yeah, we will
game number 4.
We will see if the Joey can bounce back here and close out the series. Or
finish it.
or if Demi can take it to the ace match, yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna say watching Friends, I think, ruined that nickname for me.
Did you finish Friends, by the way? Did you get that far?
I just finished. Yeah, I just finished like 2 days ago.
Ah.
So it's still pretty fresh in my mind.
Now time to watch the spin-off show, Joey.
Is that actually a thing?
Yeah, he had his own TV show afterwards.
I think I heard of that.
It lasted 2 seasons.
Oh.
It was not good.
They learned their lesson. I mean, they learned their lesson about not keeping it around for too long.
Did they learn their lesson? They lost. I don't know if that's the best way to put it. But yeah. That is a thing. Fun fact: I actually have the first season on DVD because I never watched it. I remember seeing it on a shelf in a store, and I was like, "What?" I was like, "What? There's a Joey show? What?" Wasn't that great? It was only Joey, by the way, as in like the other cast members weren't a part of it.
Aww. I gotta be real honest. For a while, I didn't realize that the Friends spin-off wasn't Everybody Loves Raymond.
What?
I thought the actors looked the exact same.
What is wrong with you?
What is
wrong? What is wrong with you? What do you?
My eyes don't work too well.
That explains it, mate. That.
But speaking of explaining it, we are now continuing our best of 5 grand finales here on Oxide LE. We're here in the bottom left-hand corner map, starting all the way in the bottom left-hand corner. We have the red Zerg player coming down from the land of India. He is going to be representing Alpha X, fighting back in this series, biting back in this series. Hopefully he can take this one more game and take us to a complete ace match. Didn't flow too well, but hell, we have Demi.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Oxide LE, we have, oh god, what's his name? We have Dr. Raver Moray himself. Hailing from the land of Hong Kong, he's blue, he is our Zerg player, just needs one more to bounce back. It is GogojOey. Or is it his evil twin, Hans Rapore? Oh god.
That's the page right here. That's who Demi is.
Oh god. There are people watching right now who have never seen Friends and have no idea what we're on about.
I used to be one of those people.
You used to be, mate.
But that one's great. I can reference a sitcom that's like 30 or 20 years old at this point.
That's older than you.
It's older than I am, yeah, actually.
Oh god. Yeah, it was a thing. It was a big thing here. Just like these two players. And again, Demi, mate, he just needs uno mas, mate. Uno mas to bring it all the way to that ace match. Can he do it? I'm honestly a little bit surprised. This time, he did not open up with an aggressive opener whatsoever.
Yeah, I guess we are on Oxide. It is.
True.
A little bit easier to defend in your natural base. I mean, it applies mostly, I think, to Protoss and Terran, but I guess in a mirror matchup, ZvZ, that also kind of applies.
Yeah, I guess so. As we do see the third base taken. Interesting choice by Demi. He opts not to go for the horizontal, safer third. Instead, a little bit more aggressive.
A lot more aggressive. He hasn't gotten the bloodlust out of his system quite yet. He opened up with a hatch first this game, and he's like, that's enough passivity for this map. Let's go!
Let's go. And we'll see which player responds here. I like this. This time, GogojOey, he is not skipping out on that Baneling nest. It is what lost GogojOey the game. He scouted. He saw the Evo chamber behind the main of Demi, and he did nothing as a response. He really just blundered that defense in the previous game, in game number 3. But here we are, and this time, you know, he isn't cutting corners, and that's honestly, it's a good thing because we have nothing but Lings on the way here for Demi.
Yeah, nothing but Lings. Once again, going for the Demi MO, just trying to deny or delay that third base as quickly as possible while he gets his own a little quicker. Transitioning to roaches outside of that, and it's going to be pretty important for GogojOey to realize that.
Definitely. What I'm a little bit worried about, as we do have Banelings on the way here for GogojOey, is whether or not Joey has enough Banelings here, as again, the Lings of Demi are starting to overwhelm the Lings of GogojOey.
They're starting to surround it! Completely surrounds the Lings of GogojOey, and that might have just been it. That might have been nailed in the coffin. Demi may have just taken us to the ace match here, but we'll see. GogojOey is not out of it whatsoever. His third base is still alive, most importantly.
It is. He did lose his queen a little bit needlessly there. Finally, some Banelings are being morphed in. He wasn't able to use them at all in the defense. What's important, with these Banelings, now GogojOey can go for a counterattack, but the roaches are slowly coming out for Demi.
They are, but GogojOey does confirm it. Will try to surround one of them, but thankfully the Lings of Demi provide enough of a buffer. GogojOey definitely has a lot more here, though, and he immediately surrounds whatever he can. Oh, that poor roach. He just wants to break out.
The roach goes down. These roaches are so vulnerable for Demi. GogojOey, he is going to be able to take down this hatchery. We do have a couple of Banelings, no, actually going back home to defend.
Wow, and GogojOey is completely fine with losing these Lings. That's why he send those Banelings back home, just in case he loses the map control, right? Just in case Demi says go for a counterattack beyond that. Meanwhile, gets a bit of a scout off here. Confirms that it is just roaches. Not sure if we've seen the Baneling nest quite yet.
Yeah, what's interesting is that Demi is hiding that Baneling nest. What's also interesting is that Demi doesn't have any Evo chambers either. Like, he is very committed with this. Like, there's nothing here. He barely has any gas to work with. There's no lair. There's nothing. All that GogojOey has to do is defend because Demi is all in.
Absolutely. It definitely feels like Demi feels like he needs to be after losing that third base. Definitely not used to the shoe being on the other foot, I guess.
Definitely. Meanwhile, we have a couple of Lings sneaking into the main bases of Demi. This is going to delay Demi. What's also important is that GogojOey, he sees the lack of Evo chambers, the lack of lair, the lack of workers, the lack of third. GogojOey should recognize what's happening, and he throws down even more spines.
Yeah, a little bit isolated for now, but will be able to rebar them if he needs to. Demi with a massive army supply lead over here. But GogojOey is getting a lot of Banelings. Remember, most of Demi's supply are in Lings, which just died from Banelings. More importantly, in roaches, which are inefficient. Did not even get to finish my sentence there because, my god, that was some of the most perfect connections for GogojOey.
Yeah, exactly. The Lings go for a counterattack. They pull Demi all the way back home. These Banelings of Demi aren't really achieving anything at all here, and GogojOey, he defends. He closes that gap in army supply. He's ahead in bases. He's going to get further ahead. Meanwhile, Demi, he just makes another massive wave of Lings.
Yeah, trying to get a third base now, so he's not as all in as he used to be. But he still needs to do a lot of damage here.
Yeah, again, he's still down in workers as well. He's just going to use this for larva for the time being. Meanwhile, we have another Ling run by here, but there are Banelings here at the natural.
Deny! Oh, very quick reactions and a very good snipe as well. GogojOey will confirm that Demi has had enough. He is not coming back to defend whatsoever. Banelings!
Oh, a couple of Banelings do crash into the Banelings of Demi. There are a couple of roaches here, but the roaches of GogojOey are now starting to pop out.
Indeed, they are. And the buffer has just about been taken out right now for Demi. A couple of links coming to reinforce. GogojOey being very careful with the Banelings. And that's such a good choke point! All of the links go out, and so does Demi. Good game, well played. GogojOey will win his 3rd consecutive Grand Platypus Open for the first time. Oh, I think I had 5 heart attacks in that game. Like, the amount of Ling Bane, that's what I wanted from my ZvZ.
Yeah, exactly. Demi was forced all in there. Like, he had a really nice response, you know, going with his Massling, trying to deny the third base of GogojOey, but because he had some Banelings, he was able to go for the counterattack. Demi losing his 3rd base, again, being punished a little bit because of how exposed it was, because it was, you know, at that more aggressive location, did hurt him in the end. On top of that, being really kind of greedy in a way, skipping his own Baneling nest, going for roaches faster, really hurt him as well.
Absolutely did.
Yeah.
And, I don't know, just thinking back to, I feel like Demi did want to play his more standard aggressive style of ZvZ, where it's not all out aggression all the time, just I want to take out that 3rd base and then have a bit of a lead as I continue. Continue into into the mid game as I transition out to my lair tech. GogojOey defended that a little bit sloppily, but still defended that as well as he needed to, and then really turned on the counter pressure.
Yeah, exactly. And we saw, like, so the initial roaches from Demi, they just kept getting surrounded. They kept going down essentially for free. He didn't have any Banelings to protect his own 3rd. And in the end, GogojOey does take the series, but Demi made him work for it. You know, it wasn't a clean sweep by any means.
And it was just great to see Demi once again in a grand finals over here. I mean, funnily enough, he was actually mentioning earlier on that he was like, I really don't want to face Miyomika today. I really feel like if I do that, I will not make it to the finals. But he was able to make it to the finals. He was able to make a series out of it. I mean, GogojOey versus Demi, particularly that upper bracket finals, not so much the grand finals, but definitely the upper bracket finals, very, very uber close series.
Definitely. And so these players are taking advantage of the fact that Miyomika wasn't here today. Not really. Oh my god. So
when you smell opportunity in the water, you gotta go for it.
Exactly. So again, congratulations to GogojOey for winning 3 GPOs in a row, a feat that he just hasn't been able to accomplish before. So very impressive, but we are just waiting, or at least I'm waiting for the return of the king, mate, for the return of Miyomika.
One day, when Lord Loken is there to support his boy.
Exactly. We are still kind of, you know, trying to reestablish ourselves here because we are moving to a weekday instead of a weekend. I know it does mean that a lot more people are free to watch over the weekend as well, not so much during the week because of work, so it isn't as ideal of a time, but we are trying to accommodate for ANZ champs. And I mean, at least these players here, they have been able to show up and do well, you know.
Once we get to the off-season of ANZ champs, that is the time.
Exactly.
Oh boy.
Exactly. And again, it's one of those things where ANZ champs is great, you know, for the Australian and New Zealand players, but, you know, what about Southeast Asia, right? So that's why these weeklies are still important, to have something for them.
That's where we make sea champs.
Yeah.
Probably not anytime soon. We are strapped for budget here at the Cranky Ducklings.
We do not have the resources for a C version of ANZ champs, or a C champs, if you will. Maybe one day.
Speaking of ANZ champs, still, that is once again going to be happening this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. I believe from next week onwards, it's just going to be Saturdays. But yeah, for the first 2 weeks, they do have to sort of make up for lost time. Yeah, catch up.
Yes, definitely.
Try to get things back on schedule. Shout out once again to Starduck and Azure, the 2 Australian players who do have to prepare for that. but also decided to sign up today. Much appreciated.
Definitely, it's always great to see some ANZ representation. I mean, Stardock and Azure, they did do well today. You know, they did come third and fourth respectively, but they couldn't make it through the Sea Zergs. They were just too good, and we will see more of Stardock and Azure over the weekend in ANZ Champs. So be sure to tune in there at ESL SC2 on Twitch. That's where it will be broadcasted, I believe. And with that, we are coming to an end today.
Indeed, we are. A quick final shout out once again, though, to Dark Void getting that milestone of taking out Mio Micah, having a run of his life. He just messaged me. I was super nervous in that series, man. I did not think I was going to win, but most importantly, he did take out Mio Micah. Very impressive feat, but most importantly, he is now getting that Mio Micah bounty from Eddie, apparently.
Yeah. He's actually getting some bank. Like he's he's making a decent amount of money because Miyamaka is the player to beat here. So congratulations to Dark Void. Yeah, definitely. And with that, we are going to be closing out for the day. Mates, are you going to be streaming this week?
I might be streaming in a couple of hours. Shorter stream as to try to get Kuro to explain a couple of things to me in a... Well, I think most people can probably guess what game it's going to be, but I'd say it's a surprise for now.
Yes, the anticipation. Yaku will be streaming soon. I say soon. I mean, I imagine you're going to get some food, right? Yeah,
I'm going to eat and see if I get called in to something else real quick as well. But yes, we'll be streaming in a couple hours. Probably a shorter one, just to get character creation done.
Myself included, I'm also gonna go and get some food. I'm starving. I was like, should I eat before the tournament? No, it'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Eat, but I was like, you know what? This is probably enough food. It wasn't.
God, I was about to say, well, now like you live and you learn, right? But with you, it's not really the case.
You live and
you try to live
until you die. Yeah. You live until you don't.
Oh, God.
When you're alive, you might as well try to continue staying alive.
That's some life advice right there, man. Oh, God. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in today, and we will see you...
We'll be back tomorrow for Master Swan Open.
We will be back tomorrow. If you want to help, or if you want to be notified for when we go live, follow us on social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, join us on Discord, and if you want to tune into the VODs, you can check us out on YouTube and on Twitch. Our VODs are all over the place if you want to tune in and you can't tune in live. Also, if you want to help support us, consider subscribing on Twitch or checking us out on Patreon. The Patreon money goes directly towards our tournaments to help grow it, to help foster it, to help increase the prize pool, and maybe even have a GPO monthly finals, something along those lines. Still, we have a ways away for it to grow to that point, but it is there. It is there for the community to support.
Yeah, we still need to pay for shipping for getting jerseys to our players for now, so...
Yeah, it's we're getting there. Slowly getting there, but with that, thank you everyone for tuning in today. And mate, do you have anything else you want to add?
I think one of my neighbors is glaring at me from inside.
Glare back, mate. Glare back.
Dominance.
Don't break eye contact, mate.
We'll see you next time.
We'll see you tomorrow. Ciao.
Bella.